Hey guys, it's Kimberly back with the Illumined Guru, and I have your Twin Flame and Divine Love weekly energy update. This is for the week of September 17th, and it actually includes the autumnal equinox and our new moon in Virgo. So there's a lot happening. So this reading is just going to be a general reading for Twin Flames. So I'm probably going to post another video about the energies of the new moon midweek. So look out for that, okay? Also on the Facebook page, our Facebook moved. We now have Instagram and Facebook moved. So if you were on the Twin Flame family Facebook page, could you please go over to the Illumined Guru and just hit like. I also posted and will be posting more ceremonial ideas for rituals and things that you can do for autumnal equinox, which is such an important time of the year. And we're honoring the days getting shorter, the contrast of dark and light, and also setting our intentions for the winter months and what our goals are and what we want to work on during that time. It's a really, really cool, spiritual, magical time, and there's so much to say about it. Like I said, I'll probably post that and the new moon cosmic energy. I'll probably post that in a separate video midweek, but this is the overall collective energy right here. But I did want to tell you, on Tuesday the 26th, I'm having a Twin Flame free support group call. So some of you really enjoy those calls. I know you ask about them. How can I participate? It's just like a great supportive community, and I'm on the calls. I'm guiding them. I offer intuitive guidance on the calls, but I let the calls guide themselves. We often have very high vibrational, amazing, wonderful people sharing stories, exchanging thoughts on the ascension process and the twin flame struggles, and so on and so forth. So that's September 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can contact me for that information by hitting subscribe on the website. It's the illuminedguru.com, theilluminedguru.com, or you can go to the twinflamefamily.com. It's all going to lead you to the same place. Go to the bottom, click on subscribe to our newsletter, and I will send you the info for the call. So, to the energy. Twin Flames. Yes, I'm pulling one more card. I'm going to pull a Sacred Feminine card. Looks like this energy is about right now kind of sitting with things, okay? For the twins, it's time to sit. They're still saying if you're feeling discomfort, you're getting more clarity and you're getting more in alignment with yourself. So as you line up with yourself, this isn't a time to make hasty decisions. Also, the decisions that you make right now are not definitive. Although if you do make them, you'll think that they are, but they're not. So this is a reminder to let you know that no hasty decisions. Because you're receiving a lot of information, like many of you are receiving downloads, you are receiving signs that are amped up, and we have our signs workshop tonight. And through those messages, you're learning to trust better, which is amazing. And in trusting the messages and in getting the clear signs and receiving the downloads and just listening to your inner voice, I think that's happening much more with the Divine Feminine. She's really listening to what her soul is saying, and that's creating a clarity within her. And some of that clarity is like she's figuring out that she's not in alignment, or she's not acting in alignment with her true values or her integrity, or especially in the twin flame dynamic. And so it's making her feel like she needs to do something or take action. And I'm here to remind you that now's not the time to make like a harsh decision. Okay, they're showing me this through the moon card. This is also for the masculine too. The masculine is confused about some things. He's confused about the relationship. He's confused about his direction a little bit. He's a little bit like, they're saying he's not where he wants to be right now. Like he wants to be further ahead than he is in his life. Like whether that's breaking free from a karmic relationship or just in his work goals, or whether it's like starting a new business or buying a home. Like it's like he's trying to get his ducks in a row, but he's struggling a little bit right now. So this is going to be the case for the next like week or two, where he's in like a little bit of muddy waters. It's a little confusing. He's not going to make a lot of forward progress. But that's okay, because some of that energy is just, there's some heaviness in the air, especially from all of the weather systems and the cosmic energies. And I feel like it's a contrast that he'll emerge from with more clarity himself. And he's also like needs like a break. They're saying he needs like a break to, not necessarily a break from you, but he needs like a break to just kind of just be, and not like working towards something, because he's been working towards something, at least in his mind, for a while now. And it was exhausting for him, I think, in August. So September is going to be more of like just sitting with it. So they're saying feminine, no drastic decisions, even though you have clarity, even though maybe things aren't in alignment with the way you want them to be, like no drastic action. Speak your truth, trust the signs, keep lining up with yourself, but don't take drastic action right now, especially if it's about like cutting this connection or ending this connection, in the physical and the 3D, because they're saying nothing is definitive and things are going to shift in a couple of weeks with the collective. So crowning over the twins for the shared energy is the Tower card, which this could be a lot. I think everyone's feeling very out of control right now, just between the hurricanes and the weather fronts and the cosmic energies and the things in our dynamics and our lives. Like, you may be trying to make forward progress, but like in your days may feel like you may have a very productive hour, but all in all, you're not feeling like you're accomplishing what you should be each day. This has been the case over the past few days and probably over the next few days. The energy is kind of funky. So what do we do when we're not in control? We just have to let go. We just have to not try to control, okay? Because it's reminding us that we're not in control, right? And we're also being reminded it's okay to not be in action mode. This is all about action. They're saying it's okay to not be in action mode. We feel like we should. We think we're supposed to, but it's okay to not be highly productive over the next few days and over the next week. There's other things you may need to do, like rest, like sort through some of the cloudiness. Like, you're going to get through the smoke. You're going to get through the fire. You're going to get through the confusion. You're going to get through, like this indecision or confusion or muckiness. You'll get through it. But it's not going to be getting through it through like more thinking. It's not going to be getting through it by more doing, because they're saying don't try to do. It's going to be like a swimming upstream. So they're saying just by being. So you're kind of being asked to just be now, be present, be with it. Things are surely going to shift in a few weeks. These energies are a little bit funky right now. New moon is a great time to set new intentions. And I have goosebumps. I wanted to go back though, before we get to new moon, new intentions, and the below the surface card. I have to say that today I took a little office break. I went to this, I had to get out of the office. So I got out of my office, got in the car, and we drove to a store. And before I left, I thought, oh, I'm going to see someone that I know. And I just knew it. And so I got into the store, and it was just like a little happy place, just like, 20 minutes looking around, making me happy, thinking about fall, and buying a gift for my niece for her birthday, and, just kind of in my own little world, which I needed to be for those 20 minutes or whatever. I needed that break time from the productivity of my day so I could come back and be fresh. Well, sure enough, I did see someone that I knew. And she said, Kimberly? And I recognized her. And someone I've only met a couple times, but she was telling me she was going through some heavy things, 2 recent deaths and some business things that were just feeling stalled and not working out. And I said, well, you're being given the time. And she said, yes, I certainly am. She said, so I just decided to just take the time for myself. And she goes, I just came here because it's like my happy place. And I said, that's funny. I said, because I came here because it's my happy place too. And I just wasn't feeling as productive as I needed to today and just kind of needed to get out of the office. She's like, so we were coming from 2 different places, but we were there for the same reason. It was something about that store or that break that we were taking for ourselves that was replenishing our soul. And there she was going through some really heavy things. And there I was knowing that I was going to see her. And it just felt very purposeful. But I guess the point and why I'm telling you on the video is because, one, you're being guided. Okay, I don't know why I went there today. I don't know why. I knew I was going to see someone I knew. I knew, there was a reason. There was a reason why I saw her. There was a reason why we connected through recent deaths around her. And there was a reason why we're both replenishing our soul in the same way. There's a reason why we're not. What she was saying to me is, I'm not going to push against this. I'm not going to go try to get the new business when these things just kind of fell away and gave me time. And she was like, I need time to grieve anyhow. And so, yeah, she's like, I'm just taking some time. I'm just taking a couple of days and I'm just going with it. And that's it. That's what we're being asked to do. We're just being asked to take some time and just go with it. If you cannot ooze the productivity out of yourself, you cannot put more pressure on yourself to extract action, because that action isn't going to be inspired action. That's going to be like the pressure that your brain, your logical mind is telling you that you need to do something to be on your game or to be perfect or to be more productive. And, in our society today, we're taught that like productivity makes us good or makes us better people. But we're not taught how to just be or how to just take time for ourselves. So that's the message for the shared energy, is like, take the time for yourself. Take the time to just be, to not have to figure it out or to not have to do something or take action. So, as I said, new moon energy is energy that is beckoning us to set new intentions. Underneath the shared energy, for the shared energy, the card under the surface is the 9 of Cups. And this is very happy. This is very much about our emotional cups being full, that desire is there, and that we need to set this desire out there. And I feel as though it's in a very non-attached way. They're saying, what is it that is going, it's time to define what is it that is going to fill your emotional cups. So when we're thinking about what we want to manifest, what is joy and happiness for us? They're saying, focus on the simple things, because the simple things, the things that we're grateful for, be grateful. Be grateful. Being grateful will attract in the bigger things that we're desiring, right? Appreciating the simple things, appreciating the small things. I really appreciated that connection with my acquaintance in the store today. I just loved that. I got so much from it, and it was just really great. And actually, and I have to speak to that too, I was feeling a little guilty for leaving my office for half an hour and not working. And now I know that was supposed to happen, right? So think about setting intentions, being grateful, what's going to fill your emotional cups. Okay, so over here for the feminine, crowning the feminine, is the trust card, and that's Vishnu. And one thing I have to say about trust is we don't have to remind ourselves to trust when we're truly connected to self. We will just automatically be in a state of trust. And when we're not fully aligned with self, with source, we will have to remind ourselves, right, to trust the signs, trust the process, trust the inner workings of the universe and our dynamics in our current situations and all of that. We have to trust. So for most of us, it is a reminder. Trust is very important. Especially, this is Vishnu is reminding us to trust our intuition. Trust those impulses, like why you're being led to that store, to bump into your friend, to get the message, to, you know, sometimes we don't know why we're doing things. It just feels right. Or we don't know why we're drawn to not do something. It just feels bad, right? It's like those intuitive tugs and those pulls. Are you listening? Are you listening to the signs? Because they're speaking to you in whispers. Sometimes they're speaking to you, and they're screaming and hollering and flashing at us, and we're not getting it. We're not listening. So be sure to listen, okay? Listen and trust. And then the current energy for the feminine is the Two of Cups. And this is a little bit about disappointment, disappointment in how her partnership is with the twin flame, whether there's a separation and there's been no contact, or if there's been some contact, or if it's friendly or non-committal. They're saying for the feminine, set your boundaries and do what makes you move towards what makes you feel good. Okay, so don't stay in a dynamic where you're going against your power, going against your integrity. You need to work on that, okay? But this is about there being a new friendship forming between the twins. And for the feminine, she's not seeing it that way because she's so kind of caught up. Some of the feminine are caught up on the romantic possibility with their twin flame. And I'm not saying you're only going to be friends. I'm just saying that right now it feels like there is a potential for a new friendship to form. It's forming like behind the scenes now, and it feels like this, like where it's a union, a friendship, a kindness, not hating the other person, even though they've wronged you, even though they've hurt you. Recognizing that you have the same affliction, like you've afflicted the same things on them in certain ways, that you mirror the same wounds, and that with a little bit more self-love and self-healing and self-reflection, you'll be able to work through the things that have made you feel hurt by the other person or wronged by the other person. Those are things that you truly need to work on within yourself. And it's those things that will help you find compassion and kindness and help you remember that there is a friendship here underneath everything. Because when we're so bent on the romantic outcome, we're not getting it, and the person's doing us wrong or hurting us, and by not giving it to us, right? It's very easy to feel bitter or feel disappointed or feel like this is never going to happen, or this is impossible. And what they're saying is just surrender and recognize that there is a friendship here. And if you don't feel that mutual respect or friendship, know that as you realign with yourself and your values, it's coming. There's like a new beginning coming, it feels. It's like a new understanding where you're supporting one another more. And I think the feminine is going to be more speaking her truth, more walking her truth, not just talking it, but walking it, if that makes sense. Like really getting in alignment with what how she desires to be treated. And the masculine's going to follow. And some time, he's got some stuff that he's still working on, freeing himself. So they're showing me the Three of Pentacles for the masculine. And this, I feel like it's him exposing himself, showing true colors, showing some of the things that he's been working on, showing his deepest desires. He's getting to a place where he's going to start to talk about what he's been dreaming about or show what his plans are. But not just yet, okay? Because he's still working on that behind the scenes. And above this, they're saying spiritual law of attraction. And this is about him regaining his faith too in how the magic of the universe. And, you know, if you want something, it's not just about hard work or, you know, because he's feeling a little exhausted and a little confused. And I think he's going to get some affirmations here coming up about how you manifest and what he desires and how to pull in the right people to see his work or the right people to make things happen for him. Because this is the artist or the artisan showing his work. And this is about the law of attraction. And even I feel like the masculine over the next 2 months or so may want to become involved in some classes or something new. Like he's adding something new to the mix. This is coming from this, the contrast of mucky, confusing, having to take a break for a little while. But there'll be forward momentum for him in just a few weeks again. He's working on some inner struggle. So under the surface is the imprisonment or slavery card. And then the advice card that came up was freedom for the masculine. So it goes hand in hand. He is coming up with freedom. And this is talking about ways that he's imprisoned himself, I feel like, to regimens, schedules, they're saying like, it feels like routine. He's really wanting to break some of, things are boring. He wants to break out and create something new. He's desiring to create something new and then to show it and to attract in the right people to make it happen. And these are some of the, you know, this is always tied to past life stuff. This is imprisonment within ourselves, what we stay chained to in terms of old beliefs, old patterns, things that have been bred in us that we can have the keys to set ourselves free from. And this is also about, you know, past life karma and just really finding a new way of being. For the masculine, I feel like that's the, remember we were talking about how like there's like a new life coming, like that's like this thing of like, he's been on a cycle, things not working, things going bad, or just repeating cycles in relationships and with life circumstances, and he's going to start to break that, and it's going to be very freeing for him. And I feel new people coming in. He's taking a class or doing something new, breaking out of the norm. He could be going on a trip, and he's going to do it. He's going to do it because Archangel Michael just came in and said he's going to do it. He is. But for the next couple weeks, you may look and go like, why is he doing nothing? What is he doing? He's just playing video games. He's just not even communicating. He's just not even available. He's not doing anything. He's not awakening. He's not doing anything. But that's wrong. That's how you're perceiving it. Okay, there's stuff going on under the surface. There's things that are brewing, and there is awakening that is happening with the masculine. So just trust and stay focused on you. If you're a feminine watching this, stay focused on you. Under the surface for the feminine is the baby card. And this could be about, so the immediate messages that I got are, this could be about wanting a baby. This could be about birthing new creative projects for her. This could be about these things, circumstances that are happening now with connection to others, life circumstances that are helping her heal some wounds that she's had since she was a small child or a baby. I feel as though this is going to be very much, though, about her nurturing a baby, like, and not necessarily a literal one. I'm talking about a creative project, adventure, They're saying keep nurturing it and keep believing and try to clear out the fear. So the bottom of the deck for the past life cards is the phobia. So try to clear out the fear, because it's only the fear that will keep us imprisoned. And it's only the fear that will keep us from nurturing and growing these things that we desire to grow. Fear is an illusion. And fear is fear really, like what we're fearing does not exist. It only exists in our minds. Like we've created some circumstance of what may be or what may come, or usually out of the fear of loss. So we may fear losing something if we change, or if we trust, or if we repattern. We may fear losing something or someone, and they're saying you must trust. You must trust. You may fear losing your security by nurturing a new venture, bringing a baby into the world, a literal baby, or just nurturing your new creative venture, your new business venture. These are all things that require trust, and they're asking you to clear out the fear. It's time to clear out the fear, okay? Because you can't be in fear and in trust at the same time, okay? You may oscillate back and forth, but you're not going to be in both at the same time. You can only be in one or the other. So you cannot be trusting and have fear, because then you're not fully trusting. And you cannot be fearful and trusting. Okay, one's up here and one's down here, and you get to choose. You get to choose where you want to be. The bottom of the deck in the tarot cards is the Lovers, and the Lovers are just reminding us of, sorry. You may think you need to do something against the connection. You may think you need to break it, sever it, set someone straight. It's okay to speak your truth. It's okay to line up with yourself, but there's nothing here to break. The connection is. It's here. Union's still possible. Everything's possible. We just don't think it is. One thing I'll say about the signs, and something we'll talk about in my workshop tonight, is I was working with a client. I said, you know, your connection will always be, even if you decide to separate in the 3D for some time. And she said, oh boy, oh gosh, you know, kind of like, oh, I don't want the signs or the torment of the connection, you know. And I reminded her that it's something to smile upon, okay? And also, when we take our focus off of the need for the outcome, and when we release the attachment, we will naturally stop logically thinking about the other person. So that means we're not going to drive ourselves crazy in our logical mind, analytical mind anymore. When we have the connection with them, have the thoughts, have the synchronicities, have the telepathy, that'll be just more through spirit, through connection to source. That will come in naturally. It's not going to torment us. So if you need to separate to release the attachment, that's sometimes a good idea, because that helps you get out of your analytical mind, right? It helps you get out of the hoping, which means waiting, or attachment, and it helps you just get into a space of being able to receive, and then looking at, smiling upon, and releasing it, and just knowing that connection is always going to be there. The signs won't torture. The signs and synchronicities won't torture you when you're in a more surrendered space. Okay. And then the advice card for the feminine, just going back to that, is clear and shield your energy. And it's a little bit contradictory, right? But I want you to know that the messages are different than what you think. So they're not saying like shield against negative forces. It's not saying that. It's what is being delivered to us is to, I really think it's like, clear yourself of the fear-based thinking. There's nothing really to shield ourselves from. We must put this luminary glow around us, this light, and focus on emitting that light, because there's nothing to be fearful of. There's nothing to protect ourselves from. We're in trust. We're in alignment with self. And we must, though, clear out the energy of fear and some of those low vibrational thoughts and energies. So the Sacred Feminine card that I pulled is Isis, and we've seen her before, and she's reminding us about the total woman, wanting it all, wanting to be it all, embracing all of the qualities of the divine feminine. Let me read you. I'm going to read you. I know I've read this before on a video, so I think I will just read you maybe the invocation. So Isis is about empowerment and taking your power back, okay? And this is something that a lot of the feminine are struggling with right now. This is what this is for the feminine. She's going, I feel out of my power. I've been wronged. I didn't, I don't want to be connected to my twin anymore, or he's hurt me, but she's also recognizing that she hasn't lined up with herself and her self-power. And as she does this, it's not time to X him out of your life, because the connection will always be. It's more about lining up with yourself, how you desire to be treated, and bringing that into the dynamic, which perhaps you haven't done so because you haven't been in alignment with your true power, true self. So the message is, it's time now to access your own power. Personal power resides in the solar plexus chakra, above your belly button and below your ribs. If at any time you felt powerless, it's because you have allowed another person or situation to strip you of your own power. If you feel vulnerable, fear can steal your power, right? Fear, the phobias, the fear. That's what we were talking about. As can other who wishes to control you. Whether circumstances have left you feeling fearful of an outcome or a person whose own insecurity has provoked them to intimidate you, now is the time to take back your power and control. Standing in your own power means acknowledging and owning your inner reserves. Once you have lit the flame of your internal power, there is no possibility anything outside of you can take it away. Remember I said, like that luminary glow, it's like lighting your inner power for protection. It's all around you, because nobody can take it away from you. You are the power. You are the force, right? Let me just turn the page here. And then it says, Isis may be asking you to move into the spotlight, to learn the power of manifestation, to shine brightly amongst a crowd, or get ready to fly high on your purpose. Wearing gold at this time can be helpful in the process of empowerment. Yeah. So I'll leave you with that. I think that's powerful, and that really ties in our message here in the cards. And without making this too much longer, I want to close it up now and come back to you about midweek. And again, I'll have another update for the new moon and some rituals and things that you can do for the autumnal equinox. So I'll be back with that midweek. Okay, see you soon. Bye.